I'm using, finally, this is really the first time I've ever used this bag, is my Goyard dupe. And we're going to do a what's in my bag here, because I have pulled out of here so you can see, because I used the dupe to carry all of my stuff. My girlfriend was nice enough to agree to drive, but I need to make sure I have everything I need in the event that things change and I need to change some layers, because I did start out with sandals. So let's go ahead and do a what's in my bag. Before I do that, I'll do a 360. Remember, I did a video about this. I did purchase this as a dupe, this Goyard dupe from Amazon, because I wanted to see. I love my Neverfull. I wanted to see if I could find another bag that I love more than my Neverfull. I still haven't. Let's start there. But I wanted to do, I wanted to use my stuff, so I pulled out the Goyard. Here it is. This is called the St. Louis, and it is the largest size that they offer. Let's do a 360 here. You see they have, they even have the nerve to have Goyard monogrammed on this particular one. I don't know that they still are doing that for any other ones. Remember that Goyard bag started out as a beach bag. I'm like, who's paying that much for a beach bag? Because they're like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 depending on the type you get and where you go. I'm like, who's paying that for a beach bag? But somebody is, right? But I decided to go ahead and use that so that it can have or house everything that I feel like I need since I'm going into the unknown. So let's start with the sandals. Remember, I started out with sandals, but when my friend told me that it was going to be in the grass, I went ahead and put on my sneakers. So initially the sneakers were in the bag and the sandals were on my feet. But I changed that out real quick because, again, a sister does not like to have her feet in the grass where bugs can get them. These, I just picked these up. These actually just arrived, I think, on Thursday. These are called, they're Danskos. I wear a lot of Danskos, if anybody wants to know. I know a lot of people attribute them to old ladies. Well, technically, I'm 50, so I guess I do fit the bill. But I've been using Danskos for years now. These are called the Dansko, and I just had it up. They're called the Dansko Reese Sandal, and they are in the color Cinnabar. I love the color. I was concerned that it was going to be a a reddish brown or a brownish red color, but they do look more reddish, which I love. You know, red is my favorite color, and I love to have red shoes. It is Velcroed, which I really like. That makes it easier for me to get them on and off. I will say that I'm a size, I wear a size 9.5. This is a size 40. Dansko says that 40s are for 9.5, 10. If you wear 10, don't get these shoes, child. Your feet gonna be hanging off the front and the back, because they fits my feet just perfectly. And I mean, I usually like a little room. My toe right there at the end, close to, if my nails grow, my nails gonna be hanging off. So if you're a 10, don't get this size 40. You better go and get you a 41. But I love them. I haven't worn them yet, but I do own these. And you remember I showed you, check my other video, I showed you my sandal when I went to the dentist and had them nasty old sandals on. They're very similar to this without the back strap. So that's in my bag here. Because just in case they had more of a, just in case he had, since the last time she went, he had, put a decker or a patio or something. He didn't. It was all grass. And it was a very beautiful place, don't get me wrong, but he has a lot of land, so there was a lot of grass. And then he had a deck, which eventually is where I sat, because I didn't want to sit in the grass, child. And the live band was up there on the deck. What I'm sitting in the grass for, away from the live band? I want to look at all the live music. All right, let's continue to talk about what's in my bag. Just so you know, this bag, I mean, although I will say that I believe the handles may be leather. They're not the plastic handles I've ever seen. Really nice. The lining on the inside is even nice. So the bag overall is a very good looking bag. I do like it. I just wasn't in love with it more than the Neverfull. So here I did put a little, in this bag, I did go ahead and add in a little insert to try to hold my things so they're not falling all over the place. So I'm just going to tuck this down so we can take a look. Where do I start? We've already started with the shoes. All right, my personal, so I do carry a lot of, what do you call these? Mugs. I do carry a lot of mugs. This is my mug from Starbucks. It's a Starbucks mug, and I was in Vegas, so it's a Vegas Starbucks mug. I love this mug. Typically, if you see me carrying this mug, don't tell nobody, okay? This is just between you and I. It 9 times out of 10 got a little alcoholic beverage in it. I'm just saying, don't tell nobody, okay? All right, so I had my mug, and I did have my drink of choice, because a lot of times, again, I got all these issues. Just write it in the comment how quirky I am. 9 times out of 10, they don't have my drink selection. And they don't have all the accoutrements that I need to go into my drink selection. I do prefer tequila. There's a specific type of tequila. I'm not, all tequila's not created equal in my world. So I got my specific type of tequila up in here. I like to have lemon and lime juice in my tequila. I do like ice, and I do like olive juice. And if the tequila's jalapeno, we good, but I might even add a couple jalapenos in my tequila. They ain't got all of that. You know they ain't got all that, y'all. So I do take my own personal drink, which I did have to use last night, so I'm glad I did have it. Next, you drinking, it's in the summertime, you outside, you gotta stay hydrated. So I got a video about this one, the Hydra Peak mug that I picked up from the TJ Maxx with the cherries on it. Super cute. So this is so that I stay hydrated. Of course, I take my own water. They did have water there, so I was able to fill this back up if I wanted to. But, yeah. So it's still cold. Thank you very much, Hydrated Pack. So other things. So remember, I did carry my Goyard, but I did not carry it into the cookout because where am I gonna sit this bag? Because you know my bag's got to go on a chair or on a table. They don't go on the floor. So I did not carry this. Instead, I prepared for this. I carried this. And look, it matched my child. I didn't have this Operation Use Your Stuff. I've had this for at least 2 years. Probably the first time I've ever used it. Just got the sandals Thursday. Look at that. It goes with my sandals perfectly. I was like, shut the front door. So this is my Patricia Nash. It's a fold over wristlet bag. It carries the stuff that I just don't want to go without. I got my earbuds in here. And this is how it opens up. It's a black hole of death back there, but you can kind of see it. Sorry, I tried to get a lot in here, but I didn't. I initially wanted to put my Dooney and Burke kiss clasp in there to hold my keys, but I didn't. So of course I still got my Louis Vuitton key clave. No, I don't know. Do I ever open this up? I tell you, my mama's keys is in here. My girlfriend's keys is in here. If I didn't have this, I would not know where neither one of their keys are, let alone my own. So I love my key clave. I got my earpod case in here. I have my car key in here. This is the lipstick case I'm carrying now. You remember I said I was going to change it out and not just carry the Coach one. So this one is a generic, no brand lipstick case with an Asian type theme to it. Super pretty. Gold tone hardware. I think I picked this up from a resale shop. The inside is like a reddish color, which is so pretty. And then it also has the mirror. And then I have my MAC lipstick. Now, this is not the lipstick I'm wearing. We could talk about that, but I did carry this one. This is the Punk Couture. by MAC. And it's like a purple. It's really not like a purple. It is a purple. It's a really deep purple. So this I did not wear. So, but I had that as a backup if I needed it. So that's in this one. Then I started carrying these. Now I don't do makeup. I don't know how to apply makeup yet. I've never learned. Maybe I should put that on my to-do list. But a sister sweat a lot. So I was like, I'm always looking like shiny new money, but this will help me, dust off some of that shine, that sheen. It's really easy to store. I just put it in this bag so it doesn't get all linted or whatnot and get lost in the sauce. But it really helps me dab away some of that moisture from my face. Especially since I don't wear makeup, you know what I mean? Because makeup makes you look all nice and even skinned, even toned and whatnot. But I'm usually looking like a sweating stuck pig or whatnot. So I started adding this, which I really like. And I'll probably have to pick up some more to ensure that, I stay hygienic. I got a little cash in here. I brought out my floss, because you're going to a cookout, but he didn't have no barbecue. The color of this is called ruby red. Yeah, I still got the card in here. I don't know what all these other things. They don't say the name of it. They just give the style number, and then the color's ruby red, if you ever want to look into this pouch. So, and then I have a little cash in here. So that's all that I had in here. Now, this is what I carried when I went into the cookout. And of course, my phone can fit in there. So this is what I carried. And then I could have it as a little wristlet. And most of the time when I'm carrying these types of bags, they can sit nicely behind me in my chair, right? And then they are safe. And I still have, and I did carry readers. I did have a set of readers, but I didn't need them because I had my cowboy hat on the entire time, and so I did not need the readers. Next that I have in here is I actually bought me some big red gum. It should have been in my other purse, child, but I couldn't figure out where I put it last night when I got there. I have some readers I just talked about. I have, which I should have put in my other bag too, I have my hand sanitizer. I'm still carrying my Consuela. It said, babes, everything you need is inside. So I'm still carrying the Consuela. Let's talk about and I don't know that I ever showed you the inside of the Consuela. I just told you what I was carrying inside. So the inside of the Consuela, let's do a 360 here. And so the inside of the Consuela has the nice little Consuela patch here in the vachetta leather. The lining itself is yellow. So the lipstick that I wore to the event was my NARS. This is a good Operation Use Your Stuff. Oh no, stuff is falling out. I'm like, oh no, stuff is falling out. This is a good Operation Use Your Stuff because I hadn't used the NARS in this NARS in years. I don't even know. Do they still even make NARS, child? I don't know because I don't necessarily see it, but you have to sharpen it and it has to have a certain type of sharpener. It's not a single size sharpener, and I always lose that one, so I hadn't used it in a while. And then I'm also using my MAC. I will say that that's the color that I'm wearing right now. So I'm using this one and I'm using this one. I really, tonight I'm going to another event. I really would like to have a nice red lipstick. I don't know. I've never used a red lipstick. I'll see what I got in my repertoire. I'll see what I got already and see if I can add that. But I also have my eyeliner here. I don't know why I brought that. That needs to get out of here. I carry always some ibuprofen. And then I have my lip balm in here. So that's what's in this lovely little case. Gosh, this video is going long. Next, I always try to prepare. if for some reason I decided to take off my hat, I still have a scarf from my head because, again, I don't know. I don't want bugs eating it. So I carry this around now everywhere I go. I want to get a little case for it, just so it doesn't get ruined. But so she's also in there. Let's see what else we have, you guys. Oh, another pair of readers, which I'm scared about not seeing. And then I have another mug. This mug, I thought I cleaned it out, but it looks like it needs to be cleaned out again. This one is just in case I didn't have to use my mug, that they actually had my drink. Then I could cover it up and avoid bugs. Again, I'm always concerned about bugs being in my life. I got a bug phobia. This dupe, this Goyard dupe comes with this little pouch. This pouch is just housing feminine products, is what I'm housing in here. Keep those non-discreet and available should I need them. That's all I have in this bag. The inside, I mean, the insert that I have was not the full-size insert. Oh, no, I guess I do have more stuff in here. It wasn't the full-size insert. It was a smaller insert that I have for another bag. As you can see, it had the key finder. I could take that off. I really don't use it. It's just a regular old felt insert. I also had my sunglasses, which happens to be readers. They're in here also, but because I had my hat on, I did not need to use my sunglasses. My hat shielded me from the sun. And then last but not least, where them fans at? Where them fans at? Now Tabitha done got up, girl, when she heard me with the fan. Alrighty, YouTube, that is it. That's all I have. Here's the inside of that dupe Goyard. I mean, really and truly, they didn't do a bad job on this one. Some of them can be really bad. And I just know right now that I would not want to pay. I wouldn't buy this bag, brand new, out of a Goyard store. I like it. I just don't love it enough to spend that type of money for it. And I still, I mean, if I'm going to do that, I'd rather go ahead and buy my, another Louis Vuitton, fresh out the store. And I bought my Louis Vuitton resale too. All right, YouTube, it's a long one. Hopefully you got a chance to watch it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified the next time I upload a video. And remember, if you're not good to anybody else, be good to yourself. Until next time, see you soon. Bye now.